A very good evening to you, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching us from, and you are warmly welcome to the Power Impact series, proudly brought to you by the African Seasoned Speakers Network. My name is Ambassador Benjamin Oswansa, and it's going to be another wonderful time today. Hey, were you here last week? Hey, how's the last week's show? Patrick Timmy, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, took us to another level. And today, I promise you, it's going to be fireworks in here. I know you asking what is going to happen here today, but hey, just get ready. You know what we do already? Get into the chat area. Let me know who is online with me. Let me know where you're joining us from. And most importantly, share the link so that we can get thousands of eyeballs watching and getting ready to receive from our guest today and what we want to discuss today. How has the year been? 15th day of January 2023. You want to share with us how your year has been? Have you moved in well? Are you leading? What do you plan to do in the year 2023? Is it really up there? Or you still finding your feet in the year 2023? Hey, don't worry, because it's going to be better. It's going to get good in there. Are you leading? Are you lagging? Or are you being left behind in 2023? Oops. It's going to be good in here today. So, as I do it always, share the link. Let people join us. Get into the chat area. Let me know who is online with me. Tell me what you expect to hear from our speaker today. And as you know, the African Seasoned Speakers Network is influencing the next generation of Africans. We bring people all over the world to be a source of inspiration, motivation, and kind of leading people in their chosen field. So today is of no difference. We're going to give you something that you cherish and be happy about. But before I go on to introduce my guest for today, let me take my first commercial break. Right after my commercial break, I'll do the introduction. Share the link, let others also join us.
Need a spark to kickstart your innovation? Looking for thought and talks to get things moving? Wondering how to navigate a future full of change and uncertainty? With the eye-opening stories of digital disruption, extreme customer centricity, organizational innovation, and global shift, our collective of speakers, MCs, and moderators will shift your perspective. Meet our speakers. For booking and interviews, contact us on 0246 054092 or send us a mail info.afsesnet@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media channels at AfsesNet Global, African Seasoned Speakers Network, influencing the next generation of Africans.
Influencing the next generation of Africans, and that is what we stand to do, or that's what we are doing here at the African Seasoned Speakers Network. And today is going to be another wonderful time. So, hey, if you not yet share the link, kindly do it. Share it so that others will join us. Share the link, share the page, let people also join us online, and let's get the conversation rolling. Yes, so I said that right after the first commercial break, I'm going to introduce to you our speaker for today. So, if you are ready, Jesus, I'm ready. We're about to introduce our speaker for today. So, here we go. Right. Our guest for today is a board-certified registered clinical pharmacist with a doctorate in pharmacy from Ohio, USA. Our guest also has a certification in business analytics from Harvard Business School and a certification in women entrepreneurship from Cornell University. Our guest is passionate about community and human development, particularly for marginalized populations. Our guest is passionate not only on these areas, but our guest also served as a technical advisor at CLCD Ghana, which is a collaborative research-based non-profit organization that designs and implements solutions to promote children's survival and development. Our guest is working along the center to establish a community-based mobile rehabilitation center. And you can find that on their website, which is www.clcdghana.org, www.clcdghana.org. Our guest is also the founder of the first ever hands-on STEM workshop for female juvenile inmates in Africa. And you can find that also from this website, www.futureleadersafrica.com. Our guest also serves as a UN online volunteer member and is a founder of Dreams Vision Future, a non-profit that provides scholarships to high school students across Africa and free breast cancer screening in Ghana every October during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In addition, our guest is also in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that's MIT, Media Lab Global Community Fellow. Our guest is a co-founder of Infitech Lab Ghana, right? Oh, I got it right. And our guest is also the founder and owner of Dr. Ill. If I got it wrong, when you come, just correct me. Vitamin supplements in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready to hear from our guest today, whose our pictures are being rolled on the screen now, co-founder, the founder, and the owner, no other person else than this lady up here that we are going to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome for the very first time onto the Power Impact series, no other person than Dr. Abigail Wilson. Hello, Doc. How are you doing?
Oh my God, see, I can't keep up with a smile on my face. That was mind-blowing introduction, Benjamin. I'm so honored. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you so much once again. Welcome to the Power Impact series. And this is your first time, right?
Yes, this is my first time, and I want to say thank you to Seasoned African Speakers Network for inviting me. I'm humbled and I'm honored to be on here. And once again, Happy New Year to the viewers, and thank you for joining in. And thank you, Benjamin, once again for that powerful intro. I'm like, wow, thank you.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. We need to do it that way for Dr. Abigail Wilson. Right. How's the year been so far?
It's been a beautiful year so far. I mean, the year just started, but you know, it's been a good year so far.
It's been a good year so far. Right. Yeah. So how do you cope with all these things you're doing? Co-founder, founder, NGOs, breast cancer awareness, scholarship for students, your main job. Tell us, how do you do it?
I think for me, it's all about understanding time and space, right? And also having that discipline. So it comes with lots of discipline, understanding time and space, and then legacy. I'm very, very legacy driven and legacy focused. So I put in so much work when it comes to the things that I do, because I want to leave an impact, right? So yeah, so that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going. Yeah.
You want to leave an impact. Definitely you're going to leave an impact. Yeah. So I said that you are a pharmacist.
Yes.
Wow. So where did it all start? This that.
So my father is actually a pharmacist in Ghana.
Okay.
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
It didn't.
But you know, I've always had a drive and a passion to support people in healthcare. And
Right.
so for me to be able to do that, I had to pursue a career in healthcare. And so pharmacy was a way to go for me. So I manage patients with diabetes, cardiovascular diseases like high cholesterol, you name it, stroke, heart attack. Those are my expertise, you know. Yeah.
That's okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So how long have you been? I mean, doing all this
It's been over
combination.
5 years, actually. I graduated in 2014. So yeah, so it's been over 5 years, and that's the kind of experience I have under my belt. Yeah, yeah, it's been a long time. Come to think of it, it's actually been a long time now. Now I feel old.
That's good. That's good. And then what about this your STEM workshop program you do for female juvenile inmates in Africa?
Yeah, so I noticed that on the continent, we usually, when it comes to children, okay, because the kids at the juvenile center, they are actually below the age 18.
Right.
Some of them are like 13, 14. We don't really have like a STEM driven curriculum for them. We have other
Okay.
programs which are equally essential, like teaching
Right.
them how to sew and stuff like that. So I decided to come up with a hands-on STEM workshop that
Right.
will help them, you know, compete in the kind of global world that we live in, right? Because right now
Right.
everything is about technology, it's about STEM enhancement. So being able to give them that opportunity to tap into that kind of industry is what basically inspired me to initiate that initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many countries are you doing now, or how many countries have you been
So
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 far?
so far Ghana, this year we are going to Kenya. So
Whoops.
yeah. Kenya has a huge correctional centers for young females. So these are kids that maybe they stole a phone or they committed like some kind of felony, and so they have to serve or have like some sort of like punishment. You're usually placed in the correctional center, but teaching them how to code, how to build websites.
Wow.
That's what
Oh,
the
okay.
STEM workshop, yeah. So that's what the STEM workshop is all about, to inspire their critical thinking skills, their analytical thinking skills, basically to change their mindset and have their minds focus on things that are progressive. Yeah, yeah.
That's something else. Oh, okay, okay. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So which month are you doing it this year?
In May
In May.
2023, yes. So
Okay.
last
So
year was in Ghana, and that was in May 2022. And I
okay.
did that in collaboration with Innovate Ghana. So we had a hands-on STEM workshop with the girls. And right now, for this year, aside going to Kenya, we are also looking for opportunities for the girls to start coding in Ghana and also
Okay.
learning how
Okay.
to build websites and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Do you do it alone, or you have some people coming on board to help you do that?
So I have partners.
Right.
Innovate Ghana is one of the partners that I have in
Right.
Ghana. They're very, very big on STEM. So they
Right.
come with their expertise and it helps us to achieve our goal. So in Kenya, we also have a STEM organization there that partners with me, and we will be bringing that workshop live to the girls in Kenya also in May. Yeah.
All right. So Kenya, get
Yeah.
ready. This is your time. It is your
Yep.
turn now to receive the STEM program in May. And then, hey, any other African country? I know I'm not putting pressure on them, but hey,
They are welcome. They are welcome.
yeah.
They should follow our page on Instagram, Future Leaders Africa STEM. And
Right.
if your country is interested in partnering, I'm open to collaboration. That way we can support the young girls and boys with
Right.
STEM workshops. Yeah.
Right. But I noticed something else. There's other programs that you're doing also in the senior high schools in Ghana. I think, is it last year or this year? Last year you
Yes,
did
it was
something.
last year.
Yeah, what program is it?
So I also have an early an early health awareness education program where basically we focus on diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, and kidney diseases. So the main vision for that program is most people that pursue high school education in Africa, we are never sat down and educated on diabetes and hypertension, right?
Right.
But guess what? 1 in 4 Ghanaians have hypertension. 1 in 4. And then 1 in 3 Nigerians also have hypertension.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't make sense that we have young people graduating high school and they really don't have any basic knowledge and education on diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, and kidney diseases. So that is why I designed this particular health awareness program. So we specifically target high school students. We educate them on the causes and the prevention of diabetes and hypertension. Yeah, so we did that last year, and we affected over 5,000 students in Ghana and then over 300 students in Nigeria.
That's
the goal is at the end of the day, we want the young people to understand that, hey, when it comes to diabetes, it's not just coming from eating burgers or drinking Fanta or Coke. You're getting diabetes because when you eat fufu is carbs, right? Carbs turn into sugar. When you eat banku, so being able to explain diabetes in the African context so they can connect where the diabetes and the hypertension is coming from. That's the main focus. And by empowering those students, when they go back to their communities or their homes, if their parent is diagnosed with diabetes or hypertension, they can educate them.
Right.
Right.
So they become evangelists of that. They will just be evangelizing it to the parents and any other person in the community. Thank you so much. Yeah. So our topic for today. We just started it on another level and another stuff. Leading, lagging, left behind. What is this whole topic about? Or what are we going to start talking about this whole thing? What is it about?
Yeah, so this is a perfect topic for the new year, because as the new year starts, people come up with, goals and vision and plans about the things they want to accomplish. And so the biggest question is to find out which category you're in. Are you in the leading category or the lagging or left behind? So when I talk about leading, basically these are decisions, right? It's a decision to invest in yourself and take risk that most people will not take. Leading requires massive amounts of execution to uncover knowledge, research, and building character. So that's what leading is all about in this context. And then when I talk about, I'll elaborate more later. And then when I talk about lagging, so the people that are lagging are the ones that are not risk takers. However, they like to copy the leaders and sometimes pay leaders so they can learn from them. And then we have those who are left behind. So the people that are left behind, they are the ones that never take action. They just talk and no action. So those are the ones that are left behind.
Those are the ones that are left behind. Now, because Dr. Abigail goes on, let me just give some shout outs here and read those that have joined us online. So I have Markezia. I said, yeah, good show. I have the boss charger. Hey, Dr. T, how you doing? Watching live from Dallas, Texas. Yes. And then Nana Blessing says, great show. I have here Professor Rutsumi Jasimi all the way from the United Kingdom. He says, highly commendable to have packed so much in since 2014. That's for you, Dr. Abigail. And then I have here Ambassador Prince Kuju Hilton says, yay, keep it up, good show. I have Nana Kwame Witty say, king of the airwaves. Okay. Nana Blessing coming again say, you are too much, bro. That's it. And Augusta I says, wow, good job, keep it up. PSS Africa, he says, Dr. Abigail, giving you a lot of laughs and kisses. We're watching live from Boston. Good show. Yao Ayakwa said, good job. Yeah, keep it coming. Let's encourage Dr. Abigail Wilson as she gives us all that she needs to give us today. And then, as you know, share the page. Let me know who is online. Let me know who's joining me. Say something good to our guest for today. And you know, my name is Ambassador Benjamin Uzwanza. We're talking about leading, lagging, and left behind on the Power Input series. If today happens to be your first time, get ready to get blown away by all that we're going to discuss here. And she has started it on a high note. She runs dozens of NGOs, serves on boards, and she's a pharmacist actually. And then she's combining all this together. So hey, get ready for something more. Steve Gig says, I'm joining you from South Africa as usual. Thank you, Steve, for joining us from South Africa. And hey, are you watching with your wife today? Thank you for joining us. All right, so back to you, Dr. Abigail Wilson. Yes, so you want to elaborate now more on it? I mean, those that are leading, those that are left behind, and those that are lagging.
So by the end of today's conversation, basically my goal is that people would walk away with strategies that will help them to stay in the leading category, because we want to be in that kind of position, right? So as the new year has started, if you're attempting to achieve something that you have never done before, how do you approach it? How do I become a doer and not just a talker? How do I achieve results in my life, right? So I'll start by coming up with 4 practical strategies. So the first one is information. And then the second one is skills development. The third one is experience. And then the fourth one is personal leadership. So 4 strategies, ISEP. So information, skill development, experience, and leadership. So to build, let's say, Benjamin, if we want to build a multi-million-dollar business, right? We need to borrow and develop a multi-billion-dollar mindset.
That's right.
We cannot decide that we want to build a multi-billion industry and then we are hanging around people who don't have a multi-million kind of mindset. So so now I'm going to unpack what I mean by information. So let's say you don't know how to drive, but you want to learn how to drive. So you start by gathering information. So you gather information about cars, you gather information about places where you can actually go and learn how to drive. So they teach you how to drive. After they teach you how to drive, you now have to practice the lessons that you've gotten from the driving school. So now you have to sit behind a car, and then you now start to practice the driving skills based on the information you have acquired from the driving school. So as you're practicing, you're developing skills. Okay. So in reality, when it comes to your goals, your personal goals for 2023, as you're watching me, you're the only one that knows about the kind of goals you have on paper, in your head, on your phone. Ask yourself, if let's say it's a goal to pursue medical school, if it's a goal to become a cybersecurity expert, where do you start from? Information.
That's right.
Do research on anything about cybersecurity. Do research on everything about medical school. Find out the schools that offer medical schools program. Find out their requirements. Find out the subjects. Find out every information that you need. So information, if you want to lose weight, read about things that comes with losing weight. Network. So gather as much information as you can.
That's right.
So apply the strategy to whatever you're trying to achieve this year. Find ways to gather as much information as you can in regards to the specific goal that you have written down on your paper, or whatever goal that you've been praying to God about. Find out in reality, in practicality, where do I go for information? After you get that information, we now come to the skill development. You have to put everything you have acquired into practice. If you want to be a public speaker, you've acquired all the knowledge about how to speak in public, stuff like begin to take up opportunities that comes with speaking in public.
Right.
That is a skill development. If you don't put it into practice, nothing is going to happen.
Sure.
So we can't just read and gather information and not implement those information. Once we begin to implement them, we begin to sharpen our skills. So if you want to become a social media expert, after you have gathered all the information that has to do with Facebook, Instagram, you have to put it into practice. You have to open a Facebook account. You have to open an Instagram account, right? If you want to start speaking on social media platforms, after you have watched people like Benjamin speak on different platforms, you begin to now host your own show, and then you practice.
Right.
So that is the skill development part.
Right.
So I'm going to move on to the next step. And the next step is experience. Okay. So experience, high achievers and most successful people and goal-getters like myself, like Benjamin, we use this strategy a lot because it's very, very imperative. It doesn't make sense, Benjamin, for us to always start from zero when there are people who have already started from zero. They have the experience, the expertise, they've made all the mistakes already, they know all the tricks. It doesn't make sense for us to always start from zero when we have people around us who have experience.
Definitely.
Right? So experience means you are going to take intentional steps to target people who have the experience and the expertise in the field that you're trying to get into.
Right. Right.
Okay, so right now, as we are having this conversation, as you're thinking about the goals that you wrote down for 2023, begin to think about the people in your circle, in your environment that have the experience in the things that you have on your paper right now.
Right.
Do it right now as we speak. Think about one or two people. Okay, if you want to learn more about cybersecurity, you have Benjamin here. He's your target. If you want to learn more about, healthcare, you have me. If you want to learn more about weight loss, have people in mind. These people have the experience, the expertise, and then you're going to connect with them so they can guide you. So that's where the experience, that's where the experience is coming from. And when you learn from people that have the experience and the expertise, it sets you ahead.
That's right.
It sets you ahead, right?
Right.
That is one of the major reasons why you see me sitting here like, oh my gosh, Abby has done so much because I learned from the experts.
Right.
So I'll give a practical example. In 2019, when I launched my business, LNA Vitamins in the US, I told myself, oh my goodness, I'm a first generation in America. And I did not really have a role model when it comes to business in America. So I took intentional steps to go online. And I started looking for women business organizations. And I said, I want to join a women business organization here in America where these women have the experience and expertise in doing business so I could learn from them. Can you believe that immediately I joined this organization? Within 6 months, I found myself in the US White House.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm giving that practical example that there was no way I was going to be able to achieve all of that on my own without the experience. So maybe on my own, it would have probably taken me a couple of years to get into a space like that. But because I took intentional steps to join an organization where these women have built multi-million businesses, I'm able to learn from them, from the experience. Okay, so again, going back, information. I started doing research, gathering information. What women organizations are available that I can tap into and learn from?
Right.
Did my research, gathered the information. After I gathered the information, I now put it into practice. I went online, I found an organization, and I actually joined. It wasn't free to join.
Right.
So that is another thing that we need to think about. Do you want to eat your future, or you want to invest in your future?
Okay.
Most of us use our money. I mean, of course, I love to splurge. Okay. I love to splurge and I love nice things. Okay.
Right.
However, we should know when to invest in ourselves and
Okay.
when we are actually eating our future. Okay.
Right.
So
Wow.
I pay annually to join that organization because of the experience that people have in that organization, and it's able to help me drive my personal business and also my personal development.
Wow.
So sometimes there are certain organizations you might join, it will not be for free. However, the exposure that organization will give you, the experience and expertise, the skill sets, the personal development that that organization will offer you, you might not be able to get that from anywhere. You can't even put price tag on it.
At all. At all.
So this 2023, I hope you walk away with that. Gather information and then put it into practice, skill development, and then target experience and be willing to spend and invest. Okay.
Right.
So that is what I wanted to say. You don't need to start from zero all the time. I always tell people around me it doesn't make sense, especially in 2023. Tell yourself you don't need to be starting from zero all the time. You need to, network and consider people who have the experience and the expertise. So the last point, Benjamin, I don't know if you wanted to say something before I go on my last one.
Then I just wanted to show something up here. Yeah.
Okay.
Was it the time you went to the White House?
Yes, that was it. 2019. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you virtually made your way there through the organization that you kind of
Yes.
found yourself in.
Yes.
Right. So what were some of the barriers you were able to break by getting into that space?
Yeah, so the beautiful thing about the National Association of Women Business Owners in America is they are very welcoming, and they also provide mentorship programs. They provide coaching programs. They provide opportunities for women, of all ages that are into business, right?
Okay.
So a practical example, you saw on my intro that I went to Cornell University for women entrepreneurship certification. That was
Right.
through the organization I joined. I
Okay.
did not actually
Okay.
pay for a dime,
Okay.
but there is no way I would have had that kind of information and opportunity if I had not joined that organization.
Definitely.
Right? So
Definitely.
if it was costing me $200 to join that organization, I got a whole certification course for free
Okay.
through that organization. They gave me an opportunity in Cornell. It was paid for by Bank of America. I didn't have to worry about paying. All I had to do was to study and get the certification.
Wow.
So that is what experience gives you. And the good news about the organization I joined, I am a huge advocate for women. So I advocate for women business owners, and that is what this organization does. So every year in June, we go to the US White House and we advocate for women businesses. So we talk about things that are blocking women from having access to capital, like with the banks and stuff like that. And then we come up with solutions to address those barriers. And these are like good exposure and experience for a young person like myself, right? To learn some of these expertise from them.
Right. That's so. When on the lighter side, when are you trying to advocate for men as well?
Yeah.
You do a lot for women. We're waiting for you to start doing something for the men as well.
Oh, I got you guys.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us, welcome to the Power Impact Space Show. And I'm here with Dr. Abigail Wilson, doing a lot of stuff here for us. And then let me just read a little bit of the comment that have come in, people that are joining us. Okay, so I have in here Roland Kessie. Dapper says, Dr. Abigail, fire. I say, give more fire. And then Principal Akabuzi, right? I hope I got it right. He said, I'll be love, 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 love. Ah, right. The boss charger says, I'm enjoying the show. Steve, he says, yeah, nice information. I love what I'm hearing. Amma Asmenwa, okay. Amma Beechem, he says, good information. Thanks. Nana Kwame Witty, loving this conversation. Thank you. Let it come. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And then Jose Garcia, all the way from Barcelona, Spain. He says, thumbs up for the lady in the studio. Okay, Mildred, bestest. She said, good job, Dr. Abigail. And then Abigail Sika Anand said, I'm enjoying the show. Well, so Abigail, people are enjoying the show. What is that? What's the magic? What's the magic? What is the magic? What's the trick? Yeah, because they're loving the flow, they're loving the information you're sharing. And you know what? Today is the 15th day of the year, and it's good to hear this information. You know what? I love the points you've already raised: information, skills, experience, and then personal leadership. You know, I love the way you breaking the barriers, you breaking into arenas where ordinarily you will not be accepted. Ordinarily you wouldn't want to go, but because of the vision, the targets, the dreams you have, you breaking all those barriers. And then one thing I love about what you just said was that there are times you need to pay for certain things and go in there. Yeah, because yes, you might look at the amount you're paying, and maybe as of that time it might look huge, but that's what you're using as your trump card or as your visa to your wonderland of where you want to get to. Okay. Lady Be Blessed says, hello, my darlings. Dr. Abby. That's from Lady Be Blessed. Thank you for joining, all of you that have come in and commented. Let's share the page and let others also join us. Yeah. So back to you, Dr. Abigail. So before you move to your next slide that you wanted to talk about. Yes, so I'm getting something here. I will show you that. Ladies and gentlemen, I think my hashtag is trying to confuse me now. I'm getting about 4 or 3 hashtags for the day. Help me out. If you've been able to get some hashtag, push it up. Let's see. Let's compare notes and let's get a hashtag for today. Over to you, Dr. Abigail Wilson. Yes.
Okay. So if you've been following, and shout out to all, I heard some familiar names. It's so good to have you guys on here. Thank you so much. I feel honored. And thank you for the love and support. It keeps me going. So the last strategy point is going to be personal leadership.
Right.
Okay, so personal leadership is guaranteeing yourself that you can lead yourself on that journey to success. So here, the journey to success means whatever goals you have written down for 2023. Okay, and I know we all have our goals, our visions, our dreams. Whatever those vision, those dreams look like for you, it is going to take personal leadership,
right,
to guarantee yourself to help you get there. So I'm going to elaborate on personal leadership. So when I say personal leadership, I'm talking about self-accountability.
Right.
There are things that we can sit here, Benjamin and I could sit here and have different conversations about, motivating you to get there. But in the end, if you don't drive yourself to take action, nothing is going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So after you pay to join organizations, after you get mentors, after you do all those things, if you do not take personal leadership where you're holding yourself accountable, nothing is going to happen. So personal leadership is about accountability and about integrity. Right. Your word is your bond. When I say I'm going to do A, I am actually going to do it. So personal leadership includes accountability, integrity, and then character building. Okay, so let's think about it. When you learn how to drive, you get all the information, you go to driving school, now you're able to drive a car. Right. If you don't have a good character on the road, if you have bad temper, and you're yelling at everybody on the road when somebody crosses you, and you might end up wrecking yourself. So you might not be able to get to your destination while you're driving.
Right.
That is personal leadership. Aside getting all the information, all the opportunities, if you don't have character, if you don't have integrity, people might not be interested in working with you. They will not reach out to you when there are opportunities because you don't have character. You don't have integrity. So when we're talking about personal leadership, that is what it means. You have integrity, you have character, you're attractive people. People are willing to offer you opportunities because when you say you're going to do something, you actually do it, and there is a track record of results.
Sure.
Right? And it starts by holding yourself accountable. When you say you're going to do something and you do it for yourself, people will know, oh, she would definitely do it for us when we bring her on board.
That's it.
These are things that nobody can do for you. We can only share information, but nobody can do them for you. You have to decide. And then you have to decide that this year, list the things that will stand in your way when it comes to personal leadership and choose to deal with it decisively.
That's it. Decisively. That's the word. Decisively.
Yeah. No, we're not joking in 2023. I mean,
tell them. Flow it out.
Get it. Like, we have to do it. Okay. Whatever it is, this is the time. I mean, there's been times where we've gathered so much information. Some of us, we've gathered so much information about things, but we haven't taken the bold step to execute. It's because we don't have accountability. We don't have that personal leadership. We're not able to lead ourselves to take action. But this year, I'm saying, lead yourself to take action. So list the things that are holding you back and deal with those things. The list is going to look different for everybody.
That's right.
So the things that may be holding me back will be different from Benjamin, will be different from you, the viewer. So do that for yourself. And then understanding your why. So before I go on understanding your why, this is still on personal leadership, because there has to be things that would drive you to want to take action after you gather information, after you develop your skills, after you get experience. There has to be things that would drive you to lead yourself to execute. So I'll focus on legacy for that. So what is legacy? In my terms, legacy implies the actions you took in your lifetime that vibrates into the next generation when you're long gone. Think about it.
That's that. You want to repeat that again for us?
The actions you took, you the viewers, you're watching me, the actions you took in your lifetime that vibrates into the next generation when you're long gone. It is legacy of people like Isaac Newton, people like, let's say, Martin Luther King, people like in Ghana, J.J. Rawlings, all these great people, right? It is the actions they took that are resounding and contributing in our world today, even as they are gone. Right? Think about lights, the people that came up with lights. Think about Steve Jobs, Apple phones. Some of you are using Apple phones. They took certain actions, and then those actions are still relevant in our generation, even though they are dead. Right? It's still resounding in the world. So what you do today, Benjamin, if 100 years from now, has whatever you do today has space and time, and is so relevant to that generation, that is legacy.
That's right.
That is legacy. And the last thing I wanted to say, legacy means it doesn't die with you. It doesn't die with you. Okay. So whatever goals you have, why do you want those goals to die with you? Think about personal leadership. This year you have to take action so it doesn't die with you. Right? Legacy also means that you build things so that the next generation can build on it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Build that next generation can build on. So you gotta put on like a foundation.
Yes. So you build something, and whatever you built is so relevant that the next generation comes back and they build on top of that. Another
That's it.
generation comes and then they build on top of that.
That's it.
So, in your own small way, we all have a moral obligation to make an impact, right? That is
Right.
proportional to our potential and our
Right.
talent. So, in your own small way, I mean, when we're talking about legacy, I know I mentioned Steve Jobs and all these great people.
Right.
Whenever I host nonprofit organization programs, I always tell my team the person that brings the table is relevant,
That's right.
is dignified in their role.
That's it.
That is legacy. So it's
That's
not
it.
just about building something big. No, if you bring value, because of African Speaker Season Network, today you're hearing my voice.
That's it.
You're being
That's it.
impacted. That is legacy. African Speakers Network has contributed, right? So that is legacy. So whatever you find yourself doing that is bringing value and relevance, it is legacy.
All right.
It is legacy. We don't want to just, we just came and, it was just about us and our family and we died and that's it. No, 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 no. 2023, if you're on this platform right now, I'm sorry. Oh, no, no, no. You're not going to be part of those people, the people
Right.
that are just lagging or left behind. Personal leadership, leading. You take risk, you break the barriers. And I have given you the 4 strategies. ISEP. Gather information, do research,
That's right.
join organizations, put it into action, skill development. Target people who have experience and the expertise. Get mentorship. Let them teach you the shortcuts.
That's it.
And then personal leadership. Build your character. Have
That's it.
integrity. Hold yourself accountable. Right? Those are the things that you have to do. And then constantly think about legacy. You want to be relevant. Be relevant. If you don't want to be relevant for the next generation, at least be relevant in our generation.
That's it.
Right? In your own small way. In your own small way. If you're a teacher, you are relevant because
Right.
you're educating people and it becomes relevant to the next generation, even when you're long gone.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
Okay. I'll pause here.
Ha, 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 ha. She says she will pause here. Wow. Wow. All right. ISEP. That is the code that has been given today. Let me just get some thoughts coming in from our audience. Yes, it's I thought he was going to get hot in here. And if you're not ready with us, then you're not part of what we stand for, what we tend to gain in 2023. Thank you so much, Dr. Abigail Wilson. Okay, so Eloma Jololo says, personal leadership is about accountability, integrity, and character building. God bless you, sister. This, I think, many people don't consider as a key requirement to success. Thank you so much for letting us have it. And then Professor Rotimi Jaisimi says, good challenge to each one of us. We have to be true to ourselves. Thank you, Prof. And then, okay, Elom comes in again. Elom Ajololo says, legacy, action you take or action you took in your lifetime that vibrates in the generations when you are long gone.
Yes.
It's touching, man. God bless us in our leadership journey to be more interested in making a long-lasting impact instead of just personal monetary gains. Jos Garcia says, thank you. This hits straight to the soul. And if you're joining us, you're welcome to the Power Impact Series Show. My name is Ambassador Benjamin Oswanza. I'm here with Dr. Abigail Wilson. And yes, she has actually dissected, bisected, interjected, and all the words that you can. She's done justice to leading, lagging, and left behind being our topic today. And it has been a wonderful time in here. I just don't know what do you say again? I think this will be a cool time. This will be a good time for us to just take a commercial break, and then we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We'll be back.
Need a spark to kickstart your innovation? Looking for thought and talks to get things moving? Wondering how to navigate a future full of change and uncertainty with the eye-opening stories of digital disruption, extreme customer centricity, organizational innovation, and global shift? Our collective of speakers, MCs, and moderators will shift your perspective. Meet our speakers. For booking and interviews, contact us on 0246 054092 or send us a mail info.accessnet@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media channels at AccessNet Global, African Seasoned Speakers Network, influencing the next generation of Africans.
Definitely, we are influencing the next generation of Africans, and this was lovely. All the points that have been shared. If you're just joining us, yeah, thank you so much for joining. But all you need to do is that right after we close the session, just go start the whole event again, just have the whole program again, and then make your notes and just listen to it over and over again for 2023. It has been wonderful. Yes, so now, yeah, if you have any questions for Dr. Abigail Wilson, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to make that known to her. Right, I have here Steve Bio Gek says, what does it mean if one eats his or her future? I think you made a mention of it. And he said, when you invest and when you are eating your future. I think that's where he's coming from. He wants to know what it means by one eating their future.
Okay. So what I mean by eating your future is when you see opportunities and you know in your heart of hearts that you have the resource, you have money that you can invest into getting a particular skill training or education, but then you end up spending that money on yourself, on physical things, right? You're eating your future. You're basically eating your future. You're not getting your priorities, straight. So sometimes I know we like to reward ourselves with nice things, but sometimes when you know that you have gaps in your personal development, your skill development, right? In relation to your goals, save some money aside and invest that money in yourself. Anytime you're acquiring knowledge, that's personal development. And I shared with Benjamin, I decided to invest in myself by taking a course in Harvard to gain knowledge about business analytics, because right now business data is like a big deal right now, right? I could have chosen to spend that money on a bag or something, but that would be me eating my future. And guess what? Because I decided to take that course and I spent money on that course, I also got a whole new network from Harvard, which has brought even exceptional value to me. So that is investing in my future, investing in my personal development. Because remember, every time you spend money on education or a particular organizational program, you get exposure, you get information. You don't know what you don't know, right? So that is what I mean by, sometimes we get complacent after, let's say we get our bachelor's degree, we are like, I'm done with school. But the world doesn't stand still. The world is constantly evolving. So for go-getters and for high achievers, that is the strategy that we use. We invest in ourselves financially. We pay for courses, we pay for mentors, we pay for programs, and then it helps us to be better. So we don't always eat our future. Like, we're not constantly spending money on, things that are not relevant. Yeah.
So, spending your money on things that are not relevant. Okay. Now, I just want to find out, where was this picture taken?
Oh, so this was taken in Texas. Yeah, this is one of my favorite restaurants, actually. Hey, when you invest so much in yourself and the rewards come, then you can start eating it. Okay, so that's me enjoying my
Right, when you invest so much in yourself, the results start coming in. That's when you can start eating it. Okay, okay. And this one, what? No, no, no. I'm getting this. I'm getting this vibe. That is she a model? They want to know. Do you model too? Because
I get that a lot though. I think I need to add that to my career, to be honest. I love fashion. I love fashion. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah. So they're wondering. I mean, so now you're getting some people confused here. They're saying that what really is she into? And I'm like, oh, hold on. Let me bring the last one. Let's see. Okay. Let me bring what of this one? Yeah, because we want to find out what is
This
she
was on
really
my
into.
birthday. This was on my birthday 2 years ago. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, so I hope I've answered a lot of you now. I mean, you wanted to find out. So yes, she's giving you, I mean, what she is into. So maybe you are good with this one. Yeah, right, right, right. Okay. So before we let you go, what are your plans, or what are some of the activities that are coming up this year? I mean, that you want to share with us, that you want to let people know of. So you can share it with us now so that people can pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, so for this year, I will be having a virtual conference. Once the date and time comes out, I will share it on my social media platform. But the conference is basically about women leaders in healthcare and
Right.
politics. So it will be around
Okay.
February 9th. But once I have
Okay.
everything lined up, I will share my flyer. And you can join as a male or female. Basically, it's for us to understand how we can empower women leaders who are in healthcare so they can help to bridge some of the health equity gaps. And what I mean by that shortly, what I mean by that is, as women, right? When you go to certain government hospitals, I know the private hospitals are really great, especially in Ghana. But when you go to some of the government hospitals, you see women giving birth on the floor, stuff like that. I just believe that when we have more women leaders in healthcare and politics, they can address some of these problems because they understand the things that come with it. Yeah. Oh, for some reason I can't. Okay.
Yeah, before you go, let me just push this question to you before. Okay, so Ella Majololo says, Dr. Abigail, how have you been able to succeed and make an impact in our world, which has been termed a man's world?
Wow. So that's a good question. I mean, thanks to the people who came before us. And that is why legacy again is so important. There's been so many great women in history that paved the way, right? So
Right,
today we are standing on their shoulders. So
right,
that's why we equally have to do more
right,
so that the other women that will come can also, carry on that baton. But it has been a collective effort. I have huge support from my family, from both the men and women in my
right.
family. My dad, I lost my mom in 2015, but my dad is a huge cheerleader for me
That's right,
right now. And then, I have my family. I have people like Benjamin
right,
supporting me, people being voices. So that
right.
that gives room.
That's right.
Anytime women are given opportunities to even come on platforms like this, right? You're supporting women.
That's right.
So yeah, so it's been a collective effort, people in the
Right.
community. Yeah.
Right. So I'm sure maybe it will just add to this. So
Mhm.
some motivation to up and coming young women.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say to them that when you say you want to be more or you want more as a woman, it means you have to become more. And if you want to become more, it means you have to invest in personal development. Invest in the things that we've spoken about. Get
Right.
mentors, um, you know, get mentors, invest in yourself, do research, educate yourself, put the
Right.
things that you're learning into practice. But I would say that women, you can do anything. Like there's no limits. You can do
That's right.
anything. You know,
Right.
people have done it. There's been women that have done it. Some of us are doing it. So yeah.
Well, I think this also fits into PSS Africa also giving us the same thing. So many barriers confront us as African youth and women. So what can you tell us? And I'm sure that's what you just bottle everything up there and just give it up. Yeah, thank you so much. Aaron Lawson said, keep up the good work. Thank you so. Okay. Now let's try and see. No, before I go, what of this one? What is this?
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you, Benjamin. That's so kind of you. So this is a book I wrote last year, and it's specifically for my my early high school education program for the diabetes and hypertension. So I specifically distribute these books as part of the package that comes with my educational program with the high schools in Africa. So it's not only verbal education, but in the end, I give them these books as a copy to remind them about the things that we talk about. It's a 55 pages book, and it goes into details about what is diabetes, what is hypertension, what is kidney diseases, what local foods and diets, when not eating in moderation, can contribute to diabetes and hypertension. And then the last point about this book is I also try to make the young people understand that your health is your wealth, right? If you want to be able to achieve your goals and your dreams, if you want to be here for a long time, everything goes back to how well you take care of yourself. So if you take good care of yourself, then you'll be able to give more into the world. You'll be able to build your legacy. You'll be able to achieve your goals. Because one of the major things that diabetes come with, diabetes can make you go blind. It can cause limb amputation. So I have diabetic patients that we had to cut their limbs so they can't walk. So, you know, when you're not aware about diabetes and the repercussions that comes with it, these are the challenges and these are the things that we're trying to prevent. So thank you, Benjamin, for showcasing my book. I really appreciate it. But in the meantime, it's only being distributed for the high schools that I do my program in. Eventually, I will have it on Amazon, and then people can actually purchase. Yeah.
All right. So how do you do it when you go to the schools? You give it to them, or they purchase them, or how is it being done for the schools?
So for last year we gave it to them for free.
Okay.
So yeah. So but this year we are looking for partnerships and sponsorships to sponsor the books. Yeah.
Right. So hey, well, the sponsors and partners, this is a good cause. Come on board with Dr. Abigail. Let's give it to every student in the school that they visit. I think last year I saw them at Infantsman Girls School. Yeah. Salt Pond in Central Region.
We were in Kumasi. We were at Nast High School.
Right.
And then Mansell High School too. Yeah.
Exactly. So they need to get it. I mean, each student need to have this, and then they need to get to it. So where are all the sponsors and partners? This is the time we need to get in here. Let's put our hands to it and let's push this. Let everyone have it in the schools that they do visit. Yeah. So okay, Aaron says, how are you doing? Great presentation, Dr. Abigail Wilson. Okay, that's good there. PSS Africa. Benjamin, PSS Africa will be getting in touch with you, please, in 2023. We want to grow together with you. Yeah, I'm ever ready to do that. We are arms open wide. Let's grow together. Let's push the agenda. Let people come on board. Right, so right about now, let's get a gun shooting. Let's see. Right, so the hashtag for today. Let it go. You can add your hashtag to it. That is it. Right now, so the hashtag for today, it's simple. Lead yourself. Lead yourself. That's our hashtag for today. So every episode we come with a hashtag that carries it around. So that's the hashtag for today. Lead yourself. Nobody's going to do that for you. You need to do that yourself. So lead yourself. Thank you so much, and it was a wonderful time having you in our studios today. I like this hairstyle. All right, so for joining us, and it has been a wonderful time. Yes, that's a hashtag. Lead yourself. Let it go. Thank you so much. Professor Rotsumi says, yeah, thank you, Dr. Abigail. Your legacy is being written. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Professor. And they're bringing it on, lead yourself. All right, don't go. And you know how we do it. Yeah. Don't go now because there's a time. Don't go. As we do it, this segment is brought to you by Cyberbells. We're going to do a quick awareness on cybersecurity. And today we are simply talking about spear phishing. So what is spear phishing? So it's a type of phishing campaign that targets specific people or group and often will include information known to them of interest to their targets, such as current events or financial documents. So this is how spear phishing does. Last week we talked about real phishing. Today we are talking about spear phishing. So spear phishing targets low-rank people, but more importantly, people of some kind of influence in their organization. So a typical example is this. There's bad guys who look for people like maybe the accountant of the organization, and then they are able to get information about the accountant, and then they use this information to send you an email. So they send an email and then they reference the accountant. Let's say the accountant is Mr. Maswell. So they send you an email. Hello, Benjamin. This is XYZ company. We are into insurance. We've spoken with your accountant, Mr. Maswell, about the possible way to enroll you on our special package or special product. We want to take this kind of information, or we need this information from you to be able to use enrolling you onto that program. And because they have already mentioned the name of someone of importance in your organization, that settles the matter for you. You hardly will want to scrutinize the email or want to question them much, and you will quickly give such sensitive information to them, and that is all they're looking for. They pick that information, so they get a pivot in your organization and then use it as a reference point. So once they mention the name of the person which sounds familiar to you, or which gives you some kind of recognition about this person in your organization, you will easily now open up and give your information up to these people. They are always coming at you, or always coming to you with different forms and methods and ways to con you to get your sensitive information. So the next time you get that information that you've referenced somebody important in your organization, as I always say, do a second check. Do check. Get to the person. Find out about the accountant of the organization. Are you in talk with any insurance company or any other company that will love to roll us onto a new platform or roll us into a product? Have you spoken with them? And get that confirmation from the person whose name was mentioned in the email address. You do that to safeguard yourself and the organization as a whole, because once they get those sensitive information about you, they can impersonate you. They can use that same information to attack someone else in your organization. That person might not just give sensitive information. They might ask that person to do some wire transfer of financial, embezzlement, or some financial packages to it that is going to cause great problem to the organization. So be mindful of those emails that comes to you. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a wonderful time on the Power Impact series. So it was a lovely time with Dr. Abigail Wilson. She took us to the next level. You know what? Lead yourself. And as I always say, dreams are in level. Make sure you get to the next level or get to the top level of your dream. Don't give up. Push yourself up. Lead yourself. Get those things that she mentioned with us. ISEP. Information, skills, experience, and personal leadership. Lead yourself. To meet same time next week on the same platform, same time. It's me, the Ambassador Benjamin Elswansa, from the Power Impact series. Have a wonderful week. And as you go through the week, make sure you lead yourself. Bye-bye.